Hi everyone, in my last video I was talking to you about the envelope punch board and the versatility of this great tool. So I wanted to step you through another project, making the envelope punch board. So we made the envelopes previously and we talked about how you can make them in all different sizes. So this time I'm going to make this cute little box. So this is really cute, great for gifts or kids' parties, homemade chocolates, all of that sort of stuff. And yeah, really simple and easy to make. So just like the envelope in the last video, we actually start with a 6x6 piece of paper. And I actually already started the process on this one and then decided that I was going to start do some videos on the envelope punch board. So I'm going to show you the process again, just so that you're aware. So I've got the 6x6 paper, and then what you need to do is line one edge up at 2 inches. You punch, and almost lost my scoring tool, but I've put it back where it belongs, and then you run the scoring tool down the edge like so. You flip it around to the opposite side and you do exactly the same thing. So line it up at 2 inches, punch, and then run the scoring tool down the opposite side. Now once we've done that, we're going to do the same technique that we did with the envelope, where we actually line up the score line with the score that we've made, and we're going to punch that. Oh, not scoring very well today, and score, and then do the same thing again where we punch that and score there again. Now the other thing that we need to do is to actually score again at 2. So it's a little bit different to the envelope. So we do move it along on the edge that we haven't done it already, and punch and score, and then we'll do it on the opposite edge, do it at 2, punch and score, and then we'll go back to those score lines and punch and score, and then this score line here and punch and score. So we've got this kind of crossed checkered pattern going on. Now just like we did with the envelope, if we'd like to round the corners of this, we can. And I'm quite like rounded corners, so I'm going to go and round all those corners, but you could leave them straight edged if you liked. Okay, and the other thing that I'm going to do at this point, before I get too carried away, is I'm actually going to punch a hole in each of those corners that I've just rounded, because that's where my ribbon is eventually going to get tied through. So I have the crocodile here, and I'm going to use the small circle punch, or the small punch for that. But you could use any hole punch that you liked. Doesn't really matter, it could be big or small. But I'm thinking I'll use quite a small ribbon with this one. So I'm going to go and use the small punch. So just line it up. Now you can use the guide on the crocodile, but I just tend to do it by eye. So there we go. I actually have a flower punch that would have probably looked quite nice with that as well. Quite a small one, but it was sort of a flower shape. So then what you do is, using all those score lines, you actually go ahead and fold along all of those score lines. So because they all cross over, I find that if you just go and fold 1 and 2, you'll actually end up folding all the score lines that you need to. And then the next step in the process is just to grab a pair of scissors, and I trim just down those score lines on either side. And then I turn around to the opposite side and trim the same way. So you end up with something that looks like this. You can see where this is going. So before you try and fold it up, I find it easier to flip it over to the other side and actually put some double-sided tape on there. So because it's going to be a box and it's going to, have items inside it, particularly if they're heavier items, it's probably worth putting 2 strips of tape on rather than just the one, just to make sure it holds. Or you could use some super sticky tape or something like that, but I just tend to put double the tape on, and that tends to hold it in place well enough. could also use other types of adhesive if you wanted to, like you know, like a glossy accent or something like that. But to be honest, I'm not patient enough to wait for that to dry. So and just peel off all that tape. Almost there. Now you could stamp this, you could ink it, there's lots of different ways you could do it. I'm just doing it with plain cardstock today, but you could do it with pattern paper like I did for this little box that I made before. Okay. And then so you fold, I'll show you that again because I kind of rushed through that. You fold those tabs in that we cut, and then as you're doing that you fold up the sides. So fold up the sides and then just give it a light press on the inside, and you'll see where this box is going. So there's a couple of different things that you can do in this process. So you can fold all of the edges in, we'll do that to start with, and tape them down and just have it like wrap it in cellophane and have that as your you know, your base, and then put something inside and wrap it in cellophane. Or you can fold two of the edges down, and if you were to choose to do that just for the sturdiness of the box, I would actually fold the two edges down where the joins happen, so that's folding over those joins, and stick those down, and then you could just tie those two sides together. But I quite like the whole idea of tying the whole top of the box together. So yeah, and just threading a ribbon through the top, or you could seal it up like that if you wanted to. So it's entirely up to you how you seal the box up, but there's lots of different ways you can do that, and you end up with a cute box that looks like this. So another great use for the envelope punch board. And the other beauty of this is you can actually do these boxes bigger or smaller, so you can do them in lots of different sizes. So yeah, definitely give that a go. Thanks for watching.